What's up, guys? All right, welcome back, I guess, or to the first one. First version, Joint Fit Solo Days, aka Dice Thoughts. I just made that up, but it sounds good. Let me know if you like it. I might keep it. Joint Fit Solo journey. As I explained in the previous video, what we're going to be doing is looking at all these different categories and subcategories and just letting the dice decide what I talk about today. All right, so I have here little trusty dusty six-sided, nothing crazy dice, and I'm just gonna roll it, and from there I have no idea what it's gonna land on. I'm prepared to talk about each one of these different categories as I see them. And real quick, just a retouch on this, all firsthand, okay? My opinion. None of this is right or wrong. This is just my feelings on it, okay? Not trying to discredit others, not trying to take away from anyone else's thoughts on this. Just letting you know things from my life experience and thoughts on these categories. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and see what we're talking about today. God, I hope it's not a tough one. Let's make it hopefully an easy one. Let's go. Where are we at, dice? We got a 4, which would be occupational. All right. Occupational health. First topic, first episode ever. Let's go. Occupational health. And as the subcategory, before I roll the dice on the subcategory, I want to reiterate how important occupational health is as part of your overall wellness. I'm sure you guys have heard all the cliches like, oh, we work to live and we live to work. And it's just like one of those things. Well, it's like, yeah, you hear that and you think that, and there's all these little tricks like, love your job and you'll never work a day in your life. And then there's like, don't do what you love because then you'll hate doing what you love because it's work now. So I think in my life so far, I've come up on a pretty good feeling of my occupational health. I'd say it's pretty strong, maybe stronger than ever right now. And I hope to get the opportunity to share some of my tips and tricks with you guys. So let's see, as far as occupational health, we're going to talk about purpose. Yes. All right. I'm glad we got this one. Awesome first episode, purpose. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a story, and then from there, what I drew from my lessons in life, okay? Occupational health purpose specifically is a very important one to me, because in the last 3 years I've had a job in which I would say I have to work harder than I ever have before. Don't get paid as much as I've ever made, but my occupational health has never been stronger. And a lot of that comes from purpose. So purpose should always be factored in to your occupation, your lifestyle, way of making money, whether you're clocking in, whether you're working from home, whether you're, entrepreneuring, any of these things. Having a good sense of purpose in the thing that you do will help you be a lot stronger occupationally speaking. So my story is, I have mentioned this before a few times on this show. Occupationally, through my younger years, playing the whole game, doing the whole working to make a living, to pay rent, to have fun, to, whatever I was doing with the money, I wasn't saving, I wasn't investing, I wasn't future-minded, which I don't feel like a lot of us naturally are. I feel like the ones that are future-minded are few and far between, but that's not the point of this. Eventually, I got into a position where I had ended up selling drugs. I was 24 years old, started selling drugs. I'd done a lot of drugs. I knew where to get them, and I knew a lot of people that wanted them, so I kind of took that opportunity to get myself into that. And for the better part of the next decade, made my living doing it. And as far as financially, I would say I was pretty successful. I had I even had my own business that was used to kind of clean or launder the money, if you will. So that was a sign that I was making some good financial gains. And I did that for a while. And throughout that time, I did not grow at all, occupationally or any of the other 5 categories. But that's beyond the point, because right now we're talking about occupational health, and I will say this, and all the money that I was making, I never felt good about what I was doing. A lot of it I didn't necessarily feel bad about, but we tell ourselves these things to sort of justify our behaviors. And asking myself if what I was doing made me happy wasn't a question I was asking. Was what am I doing? Is it making me money? That was the only thing I was really asking myself. And on that level, I had a very small occupational pillar, because money can only do so much for you. Telling people what I did for a living didn't make me feel great. I would lie to most people, family reunions, like, oh yeah, I got this cool, thriving, fucking successful business. Bullshit. That was all it was. And, it got to the point where throughout my job, not only did I not feel any purpose, but I started seeing people's lives crumble in front of me. Even to the point where I lost good friends off of this earth. And, we tell ourselves that it's our fault, and people say that it's not, but you're going to carry these things. And it got to a point for me after so long where I didn't care about the money. I was asking myself, what am I doing here? What am I doing on this planet with this life that I have? Am I making anyone better? Am I making myself better? And the answer to all of these simply was no. So spiritual awakening, comes about. Some people learn the hard way, some people learn the easy way. I am the former of those. So I had to learn the hard way, and went through a couple experiences that made me decide, you know what, I don't care if I lose everything. I don't care if I lose my truck, my motorcycle, my car, my house, everything. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to feel like what I'm doing on this earth not only doesn't have a purpose, but the purpose is negative. So that's when I started thinking about, how do I go from fucking selling drugs to a whole new life and a whole new career? I'm 31, maybe 30 years old at this point. And I started thinking of things, and I started thinking, hey, you know what? Like, I like working out. I like people. I really like people. Why don't I take these two things, apply myself as a trainer, see how that works out? And I did right away. I immediately, from the day I quit selling drugs, I was online learning, taking classes, trying to, I would say, master my craft, but it wasn't even my craft yet. So I made it so, and I'm still to this day mastering it. And the amount of purpose that I feel when I go to sleep and I wake up, I can't describe it to you. No amount of money that I've ever had in my life would I give or take or accept for this feeling, if that makes sense. So like, if I had all that money and you were like, here, take all this money that you once had, but just give me that feeling of purpose, I'd be like, fuck no. It's really important. And so I think we landed on a really fucking amazing subcategory out the gate, because occupational purpose leads into all these other ones, and just the same with any one of these categories that you strengthen or weaken will play into other ones. So keep that in mind. Try to keep a good balance, and think about your purpose occupationally. Okay, think about what you're doing. Try to ask yourself if it meets the needs that you have as a person to feel good. It doesn't have to be crazy. Your purpose doesn't have to be saving fucking lives. It just has to be something important to you. So, occupationally, purpose, ask yourself, and then say goddamn, because that's where we're at. Thank you guys. Tune in next time. Find out what the dice say. We'll see you then.